Hello friends, happy Friday. It's time for 5-Tip Friday and I'm very excited. 1, because it's time for 5-Tip Friday. 2, I have this very cute shirt on that literally makes me so happy. And 3, today we're talking about brutally honest dating advice, which I'm very, very excited about this because I so badly wish that someone was telling me these things back when I was dating. I think it would have saved me a lot of time and a lot of heartache. So yes, I'm very excited to share these with you. I cannot take credit for this advice though. I pulled this from my absolute favorite card game, We're Not Really Strangers. I love it so much. If you're my client, you know that I've talked about We're Not Really Strangers to you probably. I think it's literally such a great game. It's really intended for connecting with people, and so I really tell all of my clients who are in relationships or married or even dating to check this out, or even you can play it with your family and your friends. It's not, I had a client play it with a bunch of girls for girls' night, so it's really, you don't have to be in a relationship or dating, but I definitely think it applies in those areas. So you can buy the game at Target, Urban Outfitters, and then also their website. And if you don't already follow We're Not Really Strangers on Instagram, you should, because they have great posts and I just can't say enough good things about them. Also, you'll probably hear my dog barking in the background, but sorry. So let's just get into it. The first tip is worry less about if they like you and more about if you like them. I love this because I think when it's new and you're trying to impress someone and you're trying to be your best self and show up, I think sometimes we can get caught up in worrying or wondering about what their perception of you is like and how you're showing up for them. And sometimes it gets lost in translation that we also need to be mindful of if we like this person and if this person is someone we want to see again. So not really getting caught up in the dating trap or the game of do you like me? I like you, what's going on? I think really being mindful about if you like this person, why do you like this person? What do you like about this person? What do you not like about this person? Asking those questions can allow you to get the focus off of worrying about if they like you and more on if you like them. Because you have to choose to be with someone, right? That's a choice. And so you want to be mindful. You wouldn't go to a restaurant and be I wonder if the meals want me to eat them. You're no, which meal do I want to eat, right? Same thing. I love metaphors and analogies. Okay, tip number 2 is stop choosing what isn't choosing you. If it's not mutual and reciprocal, don't pursue it, okay? So let me repeat that again for the people in the back. If it is not mutual and reciprocal, don't pursue it. I don't know what my problem was of pursuing people who did not want anything serious and who were emotionally unavailable, but I did it and it ended poorly in the past. And so I think, again, really be mindful of how is this person showing up in my life? How do they make me feel? If you feel I love the saying be a matcher, not a giver, because if you're a giver, then there's a giver and there's a taker versus a matcher, and you guys both come and meet in the middle and match and you reciprocate the relationship and it's a mutual agreement and commitment. A lot of my relationships before I got married were giver and taker, and it was just so one-sided, and I had to put so much time and effort and energy into making the relationship work, and it was really exhausting. And so finding someone who's going to meet you in the middle and it's a mutual and reciprocal commitment, a relationship, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. So if you're feeling your relationship isn't reciprocal and isn't mutual, maybe dig a little deeper or don't pursue it if you're about to. Tip number 3 is ask yourself, would you be friends with this person if you weren't attracted to them? Be honest with yourself. I love this because I think a lot of the time people can get caught up in attraction or lust or, chemistry, physical chemistry, whatever you want to call it, and you can lose sight of if you want to genuinely be with that person and if you would be, I think, asking yourself that question of would I be friends with this person if I wasn't physically attracted to them speaks to like the values, the belief systems, who that person is, their integrity, their character. Like, do you like that in addition to being attracted to them? And that's really the important part, because like, looks are looks. Physical attraction, yes, I think that's important to be attracted to your partner, but like, looks change and we get old. And so I think if you're clinging on to a relationship solely because you think that they're attractive, it's not gonna be sustainable and healthy and last forever. So I think really asking yourself that question and being honest with yourself allows you to make sure that your characters align and that your values align and your belief systems align. Okay, tip number 4 is stop being shocked by repeated behaviors. Notice the patterns and red flags and believe them. Oh my gosh, this one was written for me. I can't tell you how many times I would be like, oh my gosh, they cheated on me again? Like, that's so horrible. It's like, no, girl, like, you knew this was coming because you knew that they were that type of person and you just were being ignorant. Like, let's be real. I wish I could slap that girl and be like, get it together. Get your shit together, Karen. I'm like in a mood today. I don't know. It's the shirt. I think I'm just like very excited and it's Friday and whatever. But yes, so I think if someone is giving you red flags and has a pattern of behavior that's destructive or not nice or abusive, walk away. Better now than later. And people show you how they're gonna show up in a relationship soon. You know, like, I don't ever want anybody to put all their eggs in the basket of like, well, maybe they can change, because yeah, maybe, but that doesn't you don't have any control over if they change and if they want to do work to change themselves. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of commitment to make changes in your life. And if you care more about your partner making changes than they do, then it's probably not going to happen. So don't be shocked by repeated behaviors. Notice the patterns and believe them. Don't be in denial. Tip number 5 is rejection is not as personal as it feels. Liking someone or being liked is more about compatibility and less about inherent worth, or not even about inherent worth. I think, you know, when rejection feels so personal and it stings and it's literally the worst, and I don't know anybody who feels great after feeling rejected. But when I read this, I was like, damn, that's right. It's really not, I mean, some rejection I'm sure is personal, but the majority of the time when you're thinking about dating, like, it's really just a compatibility piece. And I like to think of it as like 2 puzzle pieces, right? Like, this is a partner and this is a partner, and you're looking for the perfect match, and, you know, it fits. And I think you're gonna date a lot of people and you're gonna meet a lot of people where they're another puzzle piece, but they're not the right match for you. And it's less like, you don't get a puzzle and you're not like, oh, I don't know where I was gonna go with that analogy. Moving on. But yeah, it's not as personal as it seems. It doesn't have anything to do with your worth or the value that you add to the world. I think it's truly just about being a good match and compatibility. And when you put it in that perspective, I think it stings a little bit less. So I think this was the longest 5-tip Friday that I've ever done. It's at 9 minutes. So if you're still here, I love you. Thank you for hanging on. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you really liked this brutally honest dating advice. Comment below your favorite one. If you have any other dating advice that you want to put in the comments, do that. We love you. Have a good weekend. Mwah.